Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, again, we're going to talk about Lee Harvey Oswald. Now, I know a lot of people keeps on saying, hey, Oswald had nothing to do with the assassination, okay, and they're going to keep on saying this and saying that he's a patsy and everything else. But I want to show some evidence here. I'm going to look at some facts, okay, and I want to point out some things as well, as I've done in my other videos and stuff, whether you want to believe he took shots that day or not. But the things I'm going to show you does prove for a fact that Oswald was part of the assassination, no matter which way you look at it. Now let's look at right here. As you see, I put a point location of where the sniper's nest was, where they found Oswald's fingerprints. And this is the location where they found the rifle, the car-counter rifle, and the clip for the rifle. All right? Now, who works in that building? Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay. Was Oswald on the 6th floor that day? Yes, this is a fact. So Oswald was on the 6th floor that day. And Oswald did, work there. Now, let's look at this. Well, before we get into that right there, let's look at this right here. Here's the house where Oswald took the backyard image at, right here. It's in this location here. Here's Oswald's boarding house right here. Now, also want to point out something else before we go into more details. As you see right here, here is a card from New Orleans where they closed a box they had. Oswald's did. As you see, it says AJ Hidell and Marina Oswald. And it's also signed by Lee H. Oswald. Or L.H. Oswald. Okay. Well, it's got A.J. Hidell on there. Now, let's look at this. We're going to shrink that. Now we have Oswald has an ID. Now we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Right here. We're going to put the revolver there. We're going to put the rifle there, which I'll shrink this a little bit. Okay. So you put that there and there, right? We're going to put the ID right here. And we're going to put this post office card right here. Now, we have a post office box from New Orleans. It says AJ Hidell on it. We have an ID with Oswald's picture on it, Alex James Hidell. Now we have a car-counter rifle which found on the 6th floor of Texas School Depository, registered to A. Hidell. A revolver that's registered to A. Hidell. Now we're going to look at this. Oswald, at the assassination, wasn't at work. He was found and captured. Oops. At the movie theater. We see Oswald right here. For those who don't think that's Oswald, but there's Oswald right there. Okay. Oswald was at work that day. He worked on the 6th floor that day as well. Oswald was found after the assassination, which was an hour and a half after the assassination. Oswald was found right here in this movie theater. And this is him being drugged out. And what did they find on Oswald? Let's think about that for a moment. Now let's pull this back up right here. Okay, which I'm going to have to shrink it, sorry, because I know I'm over here. So we're going to zoom in right here. Oswald worked at the Texas School Book Depository, which he was there that morning. He was also on the 6th floor. They found a car-counter rifle there, registered to A. Hidell. Now, after the assassination, they found Oswald down here in the Texas Theater, as you see right here, carrying a revolver around with him. The revolver also registered to A. Hidell. And here's Oswald's ID. He claims he is A. Hidell. So now he has a revolver that's on him, which I'm going to bring this back up. Now we have a revolver that's on Oswald. That's registered to A. Hidell, excuse me. We have an ID says Alex James Hidell on it. We have a rifle that's at the Texas School Book Depository now. The rifle's registered A. Hidell. Now, is that a coincidence that Oswald has this name and he has this revolver on him that was ordered under A. Hidell, and he has this rifle that was found at his work with A. Hidell on, you know, registered to A. Hidell? So you see what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to say Oswald's a patsy. Oswald's a patsy. But is he a patsy? Because as I point out, as I showed you, Oswald was at work that day. Okay? He was found at the Texas Theater. Okay? Which we're going to pull up all this right here. I'm going to bring it up here. Bring this up over here. I'll bring this up over here. And I'll bring this up right here. Okay? He was at work that day. Why did he leave to work? Did anybody ask that question? Or does anybody have that answer? Remember, Oswald's a patsy. Oswald had nothing to do with the assassination of JFK. But Oswald left work. Why? Only one that left work. Why? Why was he the only one in a whole complete building that was working today took off? And why did he just go to the movies? You see what I'm saying? And remember, he had a revolver on him that was registered under A. Hidell. Fake ID, Alex James Hidell. Well, the revolver they found at Oswald's work on the floor that he was working on that day, and that rifle was registered to A. Hidell. Huh. So Oswald was a patsy? This shows Oswald was a patsy? Does this show Oswald had nothing to do with assassination? So you see what I'm saying. Whether you want to believe he took shots or not, Oswald was in fact in on the assassination. He was not no patsy, as people wants to tell us time and time again. He was a patsy, but as you see the evidence that I go over, here's box closed, 9/26/63. Oswald's signature on it. His wife's name, Marina Oswald, and AJ Hidell. ID. Right? ID of Oswald's image on it with the name on it, Alex James Hidell. Okay? Oops. Bring this up. Now let's bring all these up now. We have a rifle. We have a revolver. Okay? We have the ID. And this is why I said when we piece things together. We have a revolver found on Oswald at the Texas Theater, registered A. Hidell. They found a rifle at Oswald's work, where he worked at, on the same floor he worked at, registered to A. Hidell. We have a post office box that has A. Hidell on it. I mean, AJ Hidell on it, which was in Oswald's name. Then we have the name on his fake ID, Alex James Hidell, with his image on it as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Hidell, 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 Hidell. There you go. Oswald was not a patsy. Oswald was in on assassination, whether you want to believe he took them shots or not, like I point out. Okay, this is only just a little bit of evidence. Okay, but people keeps on wanting to put out Oswald being a patsy. He had nothing to do with assassination stuff. Why did he leave work? Okay, why did they find a rifle at his job site under A. Hidell, which is an alias that he goes by? People can't put two and two together. Okay, as you notice, I took out the image of Oswald seen to the Dillard image, didn't I? I ain't showing the Dillard image, am I? No, I'm not. I'm pointing out facts. Oswald worked at the Texas School Book Depository. He was working on the 6th floor at that time. We know this for a fact. No one's seen Oswald at the assassination except on the 2nd floor at the lunchroom, and that was the last time he was spotted. After that, he was gone. He was gone. Where was he found out last? Texas Theater, which is way on the other side of town. Way on the other side of town. And he also took the time, and he was also seen as a boarding house too. So he took the time to go from his work to the boarding house, from the boarding house to the Texas Theater. Am I correct? So see, Oswald was part of the assassination. Because why would he leave work? If he was innocent, he was a patsy or whatever, he was innocent, why did he leave work? That's question number one. Question number two is, the revolver he had on was registered under AJ Hidell. Who's AJ Hidell? Well, the ID shows that he's AJ Hidell. So now this rifle, this revolver is registered AJ Hidell. He's AJ Hidell. Okay, well, Oswald's work. There was a rifle found there on 6th floor with registered under AJ Hidell. So whether he was there to set the fake sniper's nest and a decoy rifle so people can just pay attention to there while the other gunmen get away, either way you look at it, Oswald was in on the assassination. So he was part of it. He did not take as you see in my research, he did not take that fatal headshot JFK. That shot came from the gunman inside shelter number 3. So he did not kill JFK, but he did shoot JFK by the evidence I've collected. But I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, is Oswald a patsy? No, he's not. So either way you look at it, any way you want to look at it, he's still part of the assassination. As even I point out right here, look at here. Okay, let's look at this. His boarding house is right here. His boarding house is right here. And right down here is where he took the image of the backyard image of him holding a rifle and got the revolver on the side. Even though I point out that's not the rifle and revolver that he ordered, because that's not the one that's from AJ Hidell. That one was at the Texas Book Depository, and the revolver was on him. Now, why would he get a post office box? Why didn't he tell anybody his address? Why didn't he have him strip directly his address? Post office box also, people reason why they get post office box, because they don't want nobody to know where they live at. Okay? So he's going to get a post office box and have the stuff delivered there instead of to his house, because then they can't trace it back to straight to him, because he could tear up the ID or burn the ID and says, I'll get rid of that right there. Okay? But when they have evidence like this one right here with the closed box right here, when they start tracing the stuff, they're going to see AJ Hidell on it. So it's going to still come back to Oswald no matter what. But he can say, well, no, he was a friend of mine that lived with us, okay, and he bought that rifle. And this, well, was he at your work that day? You know, then he's going to have to come up with another story to come up with. But like I said, I wanted to point this out again because I still got people contacting me, telling me, no, Oswald was a patsy. He had nothing to do with assassination and all this other stuff. But when you look at realistic of the case and you point things out and you go over this time and time again, you're going to see, well, yeah, Oswald was in on the assassination. So that wipes away his patsy explanation, or Oswald's innocent because Oswald wasn't innocent. He was part of the assassination, whether you want to believe he took shots or he didn't, okay? But he was part of the assassination. Don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Share this information on your social medias, on other accounts and everything else, so everybody else knows this information. Always in the description down below, you're going to find a site where you can order Evidence of Conspiracy, the only book you'll ever need in JFK assassination. Thank you, and you have a pleasant day.